Hi everybody, Lori here for Simon Says Stamp. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited to bring you the reveal of the newest 2024 STAMPtember release. We are celebrating 15 years of STAMPtembers. Can you believe it? So it's a very special anniversary for Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to walk you through all of these exciting new STAMPtember release products, starting with two 6x6 background stamps. So these are clear acrylic. They're measuring 6x6, and this first one is called the Just Because background, and it's just like a big sentiment, like you're so thoughtful, you think of others just because, you rock my world, kindness matters, and on, you're amazing just because. And this would make a great kind of tone-on-tone background, or you could emboss Resist It. Next we have Coffee Bean, or Coffee Beans. And this again is a 6x6 clear acrylic background stamp. So we used to have the red rubber mounted on the cushy foam, and now we have the clear acrylic. So moving on to several other stamp designs. This first one is called Block Alpha. It's a larger sentiment block, and it's kind of a stamp layering, so you could stamp the outer and the inner, and they kind of fit together like a puzzle piece. You have thank, happy, hello, you have love down at the bottom, you, for, and then some little sub sentiments like sending, so very, birthday, so much, to you, and friend. And the back of the packaging kind of shows you when you layer them together how you get the two different looks. See how that, but you could just stamp like the thank by itself if you don't want to do the block background. So you can get a little bit of versatility and different looks with this Block Alpha stamp set. Next up we have Lovely, and this is another sentiment stamp set. You have that big lovely scripty word with the lovely standalone die, kind of coordinates together there. So you could use that lovely die with all these little sub sentiments. I'll just walk you through them. So we have thank you for the lovely, what would you put with it? Gesture. Wishing you a lovely day, lovely inside and out, you're a lovely human being, so very, it was so, to see you, to meet you. You can combine all these with lovely, and so very loved, gift, such a, to chat you are, to my time, day, for a birthday, friend, I had a, hello, gesture, thanks, person. So a lot of different mixture of words that you can combine with lovely to make a fun customized sentiment. Okay, next up we have Birthday Party. This is a cute little one for the birthdays. You've got the little boy climbing up the birthday ladder. He's hanging birthday decorations. So today we're celebrating you, just for you. It's your special day. Happy birthday, birthday wishes. Cute little girl, cute little boy, birthday decorations, coordinating dies to go with this. If you love to just stamp images and color them with Copics, you're gonna love that one. Here's one for the Halloween lovers, Spooky Windows. So this is a stamp set with the coordinating dies, and then there's also a little stencil set called Spooky Windows that coordinates with this. And I'll take this out of the packaging to show you. What this does is it allows you to blend some spooky background in your spooky windows, and then there's a variety of different looks. So you could just do the grid, or you could do, see, like, would that be like a spooky moon and it masks off the moon, or maybe it could be a sun or a sunset, or just an open rectangle. So you could do a lot of different window options. You can make it spooky, you can make it not spooky, but then if you want to make it spooky, you've got all these images in the stamp set to fill that out. And then for sentiments, we've got the have a wicked Halloween, have a creepy Halloween, eek, boo, some spooky eyes. You got the little witch and the spider web and the bats and the spooky tree. So the spooky Halloween lovers are gonna love that one. A little mini pumpkin spice vibes. Cute little stamp set with the coordinating dies. If you're a pumpkin spice lover, you wanna know something? I've never tried a pumpkin spice latte, coffee, anything. I've never, I think this year I might try one. You just need to live. You need to try all the things. So you got your pumpkin spice, cappuccino, latte, coffee to go, cute little fall little images. Now going along with the coffee theme, we have coffee time with the coordinating dies to cut out all those sentiments and a couple little, like a little coffee mug. So there's a lot here to go with the coffee theme for sentiments, which is kind of fun. Sorry, this is, you can put latte. Like late. This is vodka, probably vodka. Allow me to espresso my thanks. Wishing you a happy birthday powered with love and served with just the way you like it. Weekend forecast crafting with a chance of, that's a weird way to say mimosa, a hug and a mug. And I can't even read these so fast. Everything is okay now. I love you more than I just want to drink coffee because crack is bad for you. Until cocktails. What does it say? And make pretty things because adulting is hard. Please don't make me prove it. Sit down, shut up, and drink your latte. Love that one. Everything will be okay. A little coffee mug here. There's a standalone die set called Coffee Mugs, which kind of match. Look at this little mini coffee mug. It's like exactly the same as the one in the stamp set. I'll prove it. Look at this. Sit down, shut up, and drink your latte. I mean, I don't even drink lattes, but I like just saying that. Sit down, shut up, and drink your latte. Look at these. 3 different sizes of coffee mugs. And then you got all these fun, kind of witty, kind of sassy coffee sentiments. Here we have Grateful Florals. If you're a floral lover, look at this huge floral swag and the coordinating dies to go with it, and as well as the sentiments. Big floral swag, autumn blessings, lots of love, grateful for you, and thank you. Love that mixture of scripty font with the straight up font, and just kind of a fun floral stamp set for the upcoming fall season. And then here we have You Matter. Love that kind of idea of sending someone a card to tell them that they matter. So you have the stamp set on the right, the coordinating dies on the left, and this all kind of focuses around the word you with some sub-sentiments that you compare with the word you. So you get 2 different yous in 2 different fonts. You matter, thinking of you, sending you, thank you, hugs to you, just for, hello, love, rock, you are fabulous, you make me smile. And then here's the fancy you standalone die, same font as the one in the stamp set, but you get the word die and the shadow backer, and you can combine that with all those sub-sentiments as well as the florals. Next up we have Party, and this one is giving me Alice in Wonderland, and I think this was designed by Alberto because this is what it looks like to me. And he does, I bet he's gonna just knock your socks off when he starts coloring this. What's the sentiments here? Falling for you, you're my bestie, wishing you beautiful birthday, happy belated birthday. Teacup stacked up. You've got Alice and all her friends. I'm not familiar with all the characters in Alice in Wonderland, but I do think this is a really cute stamp set with the coordinating dies. Next up we have Give Thanks and Eat Pie. And these are what the images look like. This is like a stamp layering stamp set that makes a turkey, a pumpkin pie, and a pilgrim hat. And they're labeled, so you see A1, A2, 3, 4. So you know that all works together to build the pie. And then you have the B1, B2, B3, B4, B5 for the pilgrim hat. And then the C, 1, 2, 3, 4 for their turkey. There are coordinating dies to go with this stamp set. I didn't have them to show you. And then you have these fun sentiments. Give thanks, eat pie, and give thanks. Next up we have Pumpkin to Talk About. And this is a fun one. It's got some punny sentiments. You got the big, there's coordinating dies to go with the sentiments, which are kind of like, you get the die that wraps right around the words and then kind of a rectangle. This is a 6x6 pumpkin background, and the sentiments are kind of fun. Let's give them pumpkin to talk about. What's cooking, gourd looking? Happy Thanksgiving, gourd vibes only, happy Halloween. And then we're moving on to big holiday words. It's always great to have just a sentiment stamp set for the holidays. Happy Christmas, holiday wishes, season's greetings, Merry Christmas, merry and bright, sending joy, Feliz Navidad. Joyful greetings, Happy Hanukkah, peace, hope, new, Noel, joy, and then all these little I'm having a hard time keeping up with my fingers. They're moving too fast. Look at all the coordinating dies to cut out those holiday words. Last one, Christmas block art. So you got the tree, and then you got the block with the star and the snowflake. You can build these, block them up. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Very kind of bold and graphic. We're moving on to some standalone dies. First up is with Sincere Thanks, and I've die cut all of these to show you. Look at this beautiful scripty word die, and I backed it with kind of a dark terracotta cardstock, and this is a great one for Thanksgiving. Here we have Fancy Just Because. Here I did the word die out of white and the shadow backer out of some purple. And you could use the Just Because without the shadow die. But I wanted to show you these die cuts so you can see for size how large they are. And this one's pretty true to the packaging. Here we have the Rustic Layering Flower. This one's beautiful. I put it all together here. Of course, you could build it up in a lot of different ways. You don't have to put it together just like this. You could just do a smaller flower, do a larger flower, really customize by using different colors of solid color cardstock. Here's a unique one. It's called Spiky Flowers. Look at this fun spiky flower. I use several different shades of solid color cardstock to build my spiky flower, but you could also die cut it just out of white cardstock and add color with ink blending. Next up, we have the Elegant Blossom Branch. And this is very elegant, I will say. So I die cut this out of solid color cardstock, but then I took some ink and blended just a little bit on some of the petals to give it a little gradient love. Here's one for the birthday, Sparkling Candles. So this is two different dies. One gives you the sparkles and one gives you the candles. And I'll show you. So for the sparkles, it's just kind of like, what do you call it? Emboss? I don't know, it gives you that sparkle texture. And then the candles have like the solid candle and then the stripy candle. And I layered these with two different shades of solid color cardstock. So I made the stripy die cut darker and the solid candle lighter, which you could reverse that, do a lot of different colors, and then put them on top of the sparkles. You got a birthday waiting to happen. The OoLa Butterfly. I got to show you this die so you can get the idea. It's just this row of butterflies. It's not cut on the outer, so you can die cut this right into a card base. You could back it with acetate, make a butterfly shaker. If you want a single larger butterfly, we have the Chelsea butterfly die, and this one's beautiful. The texture that it die cuts in to the, what do you call it, like etching, embossing? It's not really, it like cuts in the details of the butterfly. And then you got the tips on the wings and the butterfly body. Here's another very intricate one, Autumn Leaf Frames. And so this one gives you this beautiful intricate frame, and then also popped out is this just kind of basic rectangular frame, and then you have the inner kind of floral foliage frame, and then also three little sentiments: hugs, hello, and thanks. So it packs a lot in a die set. A lot of different things you could do, mix and match the frames, different colors, put acetate behind it, make it a shaker frame, blend behind that foliage. Here's a classic, a big bow. You know what I mean? You just got to have a big bow. It's great for a present, for a gift, for the holidays, for birthdays. You kind of build up all the different parts of the bow, and I use solid color cardstock, and this is fun. I just think everyone needs a big bow. Here we have the last one, Double Plaid Cover, and it's just a big old plaid cover die. I die cut it out of some green cardstock, but look how good it looks when you layer it over darker cardstock. And then what I'm thinking, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, pop that red bow on it, and you've got a Christmas present waiting to happen. Look at that. Bada boom, bada bing. Isn't that cute? It's like a wrapped Christmas present. You could change up the colors for different seasons. Moving along to some new stencil designs. First up, we have Stripes and Plaid Builder. The back of the packaging shows you how you can make stripes or you can make plaids. So a little versatility there, which is always nice. I believe this is 3 stencils, and it's basically 3 different thicknesses of stripes. And the stripes are in different areas. So when you lay them over, you can see they're all in kind of different areas. And then what you can do, that'll give you the stripes. You can rotate it, crisscross it, and that's going to make your plaid builder. I love a plaid. Always have, always will. Just never get sick of plaids and stripes. Here we have Quilting Quarters. This is like a layering stencil set that creates this beautiful kind of hypnotic, repetitive quilting pattern. When you lay these down, it just doesn't say much. But when you put them all together, it builds that quilted pattern. So it's a bunch of little squares and shapes that don't really make much sense, but it's 5 stencils, and you lay them all together, and you get this gorgeous quilting pattern. And you could use different shades of inks to customize your Quilting Quarters design. Next up, we have the Stroman layering stencil set, and this is a beautiful kind of large sized leaf. Look at the back of the packaging. It shows you how you can build up that Stroman design. Okay, so I'll show you what the stencils look like as you layer them up. There's like 3 detail and then 1 just big open leaf. And this is a large size Stroman leaf, if I do say so myself, but I love the big, bold, graphic look of it to cover an entire card front. Okay, next up we have the Snowflake Stripes. It's combining 2 of my favorite things, stripes and snowflakes for the winter. So this is 3 different stencils that you can layer up. 2 of them give you the stripes. So here's 1 for the stripes, and then you can layer on the other and get stripes, 2 stripes on the bottom. So it's going to give you 4 stripes, and it masks off the snowflake. And then this third stencil is just 1 big snowflake by itself. And you know, you can get a different thing with that. Okay, here we have layering sprinkles. This would be fun for any type of celebration. It's just like a big old sprinkle background. 4 stencils, 3 of them are kind of sprinkles, and then the 1 is like little dots. You know, maybe you just want to use the dots by itself. You could just do a dotted background. But this is reminding me of, what do you call them, jimmies? Like the things you sprinkle on the cookies. It's like a jimmy. It's like a big old sprinkle background. Here we have coffee beans. And this is just like the 6x6 stamp that I showed in the very beginning of the video. But now we have it in a stencil form, so you can blend your beans. Blend your beans. Maybe you want to blend them, maybe you want to stamp them, but either way, it's going to coordinate with all those coffee sentiment sets. Moving on, we have some exciting new Kathy Zilski designs. First up, we have 2 new word dies, the Simple Peace and Simple Thanks, kind of in a new gorgeous font for Kathy Zilski. I love this thin, scripty piece. I die cut it out of white, did the shadow backer out of blue. Here's Simple Thanks. Again, I die cut it out of white and put it on a pink shadow backer. Great font, great size, could be paired with a lot of different sub-sentiments that you might already have. So there you have Simple Thanks and Simple Peace. Here's a fun one. It's called So Not Cringy. You've got the stamp set and the coordinating dies. You've got the big U, still got it. The You Think I'm Cringy. Let's be cringy. I don't know. I don't care what they say. At least I think you do. I'm so glad you still think I'm cool. You are so not cringy. Okay, maybe a titch. Together, let's party like it's 1987. Nerds unite. But you are still my favorite nerd. What's up, nerd? You know you are still the coolest nerd. Oh, you know you're still the coolest, right? It's never a cringe fest with you. Ignore the haters. even if they are your kids. Cringy or not, I still think you're cool. And then you have the coordinating dies to go all with those sentiments. And then you have the standalone cringy word die that you could pair with all those sentiments in the So Not Cringy stamp set. So this here I die cut out of white, put it on kind of an olive shadow backer. Classic Kathy Zilski font. Classic Kathy Zilski wit. Here we have Peaceful Trees. Kicking it back to some peaceful trees. With the coordinating dies, you have a row of trees, 2 individual trees. Peace, joy to you and yours. Sending you peace this holiday season. Sending joy. Just breathe. Peace and joy. Merry Christmas. Season's greetings. Have yourself a merry little Christmas to you. Happy holidays. Great mixture of fonts with some beautiful peaceful trees. And now this one was included in one of the latest card kits. It's the CZ Chunky Thankful Greetings. So you have a big old chunky thankful and all these sub-sentiments. We are so thankful. I am so thankful. Feeling very thankful for you, for us, for your support. Thank you for your kindness during this difficult time. Thank you for your thoughtful gift, for your friendship. Thank you for knowing exactly what I needed. Thank you for all of your help. And then you have all these little floral stamp layering blooms that you can put up with it. But we're moving on to several new embossing folder designs. They are amazing, and there's so many of them. First, we have the Falling Hearts embossing folder. I cut that into some like teal cardstock. Look at the beautiful falling heart texture. It's amazing. Next up, we have the Autumn Gourds embossing folder. Coordinates with the Autumn Gourds die set. Here I ran this through with the embossing folder. Look at that. What's cooking gourd looking? And then I die cut the gourds out of the Autumn Gourds die set, put them back in the embossing folder to give them this incredible texture. And I love all these autumnal gourds on a pink background. Who knew? But I kind of dig it. I never thought I'd like gourds until I saw that sentiment, what's cooking gourd looking, and now I love it. You know what I mean? Sometimes all you need is a punny sentiment to light your gourd loving fire. Okay, here we have Crimped Floral. Okay, another embossing folder with the cutting dies. Here's the background of all those gorgeous crimped florals. Then I die cut the little blooms, put them back into the embossing folder to give them the texture. So you could use the florals with the embossing folder background, or you could just use the florals by themselves on a card. It gives you a lot of mileage, a lot of different looks. But look at the texture on the crimped floral. Next up, we have Holly Bunch for the holidays. And it also has a cutting die. So I die cut this out of some lighter green cardstock. You can see all those repetitive holly foliage. And then here is just one Holly Bunch die cut, put it back into the embossing folder to give it that texture. Lines up perfectly. You could do a bunch of those and put them all on your background, or just maybe you just want one little holly bunch by itself on a card. Here's another one, the DotyWhirl Pool, and this one's kind of unique. You can see that Dotty kind of like a whirlpool going round and round on a card here. I did it out of some island blue cardstock. Next up is the Tiny Tufts embossing folder, which I did out of some like kind of olivey artichoke cardstock. Just a great texture. Just a repetitive kind of, is Tufts a bloom? I'm not sure, but it's called Tiny Tufts. Here we have poinsettia sprays, and this is spraying out the poinsettias all over the place. I mean, it's beautiful for a poinsettia lover. Gives you that poinsettia texture. I did it here out of some olivey artichoke cardstock, and you could put some red on that, really get that holiday contrast. Here we have Rolling Hills. This one surprised me. Look at these rolling hills. It like gives you that perspective of the street, the road kind of winding through the rolling hills. Very, very cool. I did not expect that one to be so cool, but it is. The Rolling Hills. Here's another one, Diamond Warp This one's a little mind bender. It's giving you the warpy vibe. It's almost like you're distorting a disco ball. I don't know, the back of it, the front of it, either one is kind of cool, kind of hypnotic. What do we have here? Basket weave. Now, this is the texturiest, is that a word? It's the texturiest embossing folder I've ever seen. I'm not kidding you. Like, the texture is very, very cool, and it gives you a basket weave. Here we have the Berry Happy Hummingbird embossing folder with the little hummingbird coordinating die. So you can die cut that hummingbird, put it back into the embossing folder, give it the texture, pop it on with a contrasting color, or just use that hummingbird by himself on a card. He's very happy. And then we have the Flashy Flare. This one looks like an explosion. I'm thinking 4th of July. I'm thinking New Year's. I'm thinking you did it. I don't know, but look at that. It's like pow. And then we have the Droopy Web. Normally I don't like things to be droopy, but a droopy web I can get down with for the holidays. But here I did it out of pink, and I thought, what? But I'm thinking these days I've seen some cutesy Halloween cards. And so I think the Droopy Web can be done on pink cardstock. It would look great on some dark purple, on black, dark gray. But you want to do pink? Make a cute Halloween. I'm here for it. Here is the Thread Plaid embossing folder. It gives you the plaid, but it almost looks like fabric. It's very cool, very unique. I love this kind of twist on a plaid embossing folder to give it that fabric texture. Last one, Delicate Blooms. It's just a Spiggle Bouquet, kind of swaggy bouquet of blooms. You can, depending on how you want to orientate it, up or down. You can do it either way. Here I did out some very light pink cardstock. Moving on to some foil transfer cards. We have the Falling Confetti foil transfer cards. So these are toner printed cardstock. You could use these with the ThermoWeb foil sheets that come in a lot of different colors and foil up the confetti. It's a great alternative to foil things at a much lower price point, cheaper than buying a foil plate. You just get 4 sheets, you can foil it up. And then here we have the Falling Confetti on acetate. So it's the same design, just on confetti. Again, use them with the ThermoWeb foil sheets and you can foil it up. You can make it a shaker too because it's see-through. Speaking of foiling, we have several new sentiment strips. These can also be foiled using that ThermoWeb. These are the everyday ones. Happy birthday, thinking of you, thank you, and then lastly, get well. So your everyday greetings, these can be foiled, or they can just use black on white, trim them up with the sentiment label dies, or just use a little mini guillotine trimmer to cut those. Here's the Just Because sentiment strips and the reverse Just Because. So these are going to be a variety of sentiments in different sizes that are just kind of like just because sentiments. Just because, remember that, I appreciate you. And here's the reverse. Same sentiments. These are just white on black. Again, they can be foiled or they can just be used the white on black. A lot of versatility. Here we have the U sentiments and the reverse U. So these coordinate with the big old word you, like the fancy you word die, and they're like sub-sentiments, like missing you, you are fabulous, happy birthday to you, love you, you matter, thank you, wishing you, all these like sub-sentiments that you compare with the word you. And then here you have the reverse. So if you foiled these reverse ones, it would foil everything that's black and then leave the sentiment white. Really easy to do with the ThermoWeb foil transfer sheets. And then we have lastly the holiday greetings sentiment strips. So you get 4 different sheets: Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Season's Greetings, and Love, Peace, and Joy. And then you have the reverse. Kind of love this font with the Merry Christmas and the Season's Greetings, and then the Love, Peace, and Joy. So those are all the new sentiment strips. Last little bit of extras, we have this Positively Perfect Craft Tacky Mat. It's got the grid on it. It's got the different card sizes, A2, and then 5x7 on the back. Let's see what it says. The tacky surface holds paper in place while stamping or ink blending. The acetate sheet on the mat aids in stamp placement. It can be used inside a stamping tool. Our Positively Perfect Placement Guide, large mat, and transparency are a perfect companion tool for this mat when stamping. The mat is made from high quality photopolymer. I do want to show you here when you peel off the backing and then you peel off the black sheeting, the grid is etched into that photopolymer. See how it's etched in there? Which I kind of love that feature so you don't lose the grid. A lot of times when you peel off that black sheeting, you lose your grid, but this one's etched in. Okay, we have a few new ink cubes in colors that we've already released in the large ink pad. Punch, Sangria, Cabernet, Nutmeg, Paprika, and Allspice. Perfect fall colors. I'll show you these colors. If you're familiar with the little ink cubes for the positively saturated inks, they blend like butter. They stamp like butter. They're very juicy, very pigmented. And I already have these swatched from back when we released the ink pads. So here's the Punch, Sangria, and Cabernet. Very winey, that doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. They're winey. Here's the Nutmeg, Paprika, and Allspice. So they're giving you the earth tone vibes for the fall season. And then last but not least, we have new embellishment mixes. Here is the Candy Buttons embellishment mix. It's giving birthday, pink, orange, yellow, island blue, and some purple in there. It's giving candy buttons for the shakers. And then here we have Northern Lights embellishment mix. These are my favorite kind. I always gravitate towards a clear, iridescent, add it to anything. It doesn't give a competing color, but it gives you the shimmer and shine. And that is everything from the 2024 STAMPtember release with Simon Says Stamp. And I want to show you a couple projects that I put together. Here I used the Sparkling Candles die with one of the everyday sentiments that I foiled. And here I combined several different floral blooms with the CZ Simple Thanks on that gorgeous basket weave background. Make sure and check out the Simon Says Stamp blog for more information and inspiration on this 15th STAMPtember release. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.
I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at simonsaysstamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.